That's a good start. Slightly unreal atmosphere because of the quick turnaround in matches. The stadium is virtually empty at the moment. Everyone's going out to get their hamburgers and pizzas.
Refreshments. Roger Federer, #1 player in tennis for 83 straight weeks. Truly has distanced himself. You mentioned it's only been 2 years since that last Hewitt win, which doesn't seem particularly like a large amount of time, but for Hewitt, it got to seem almost like an eternity. He's watched the man that he defeated in that Davis Cup just become the preeminent player in the game.
Yes, I think the head-to-head's slightly misleading in the sense that, you know, Federer has been quite outstanding in the last year and a half, and Hewitt has played him 8 times in that time. So it's a little bit unfair. Normally, if you play someone 2 or 3 times a year, it could be 5-0. This happens to be 8.
And the testament to both Hewitt and Federer is that only once have they met during those 8 matches prior to the quarterfinals. And a number of them have been finals, both playing tremendous tennis. I mean, they're getting to the end of the tournament.
Yeah. Federer's got this phenomenal record in finals. He's won his last 22. And that statistic bodes well for Hewitt, because it's probably easier to beat Federer in a semi than it is in a final.
Well, it would appear so, as you look back, especially in the Grand Slams of his 3 losses this year.
2 have been semi-finals at Slams. To Safin in Australia and to Nadal in France. And the loss was Gasquet in the quarterfinals in Monte Carlo. He had match points against both Gasquet and Safin. So 2 of the 3 matches he's lost this year, he should have won.
Hewitt may find some encouragement in that, this being a semi-final at a Grand Slam.
But it's not his birthday. It was Nadal's birthday in Paris, and it was Safin's birthday in Australia.
This tournament coming at the wrong time to hold that trend true, as Hewitt will celebrate his.
Hewitt is a late February birthday, like the best of this. Yes, I'm a Pisces too.
Advantage Federer. Well, Federer, of course, being a Leo, and some of us would say that Leos have a good run at things.
Oh, I see. We're finding out each other's birth signs here.
Deuce. Back to deuce. Only a week apart, mine and Roger's birthdays in that way, but I can tell you this. I can't even pick up a pretend tennis racket. Man is in a class all by himself. As well as Federer has played and really distanced himself from the pack on any given day, if there's anybody who you think has that sort of competitive spirit that really just grits down, even facing 8 straight losses, it's Lleyton Hewitt.
He's a man of great pride. I think that will help him. Second break point. Time to break Federer before he's truly into his stride. Federer's last 2 matches have been at night. I think it'll take a couple of games to get used to the daylight.
Advantage Hewitt.
Looking to see if Hewitt's doing anything different, and the answer is so far no. I wondered if he might storm out and really attack Federer's second serves. There's nothing so far that he's doing that's different. If indeed there's anything he can do that's different.
Advantage Federer.
Well, he had 3 break points. That's got to be encouraging for him, although not to have converted any of them might be discouraging. Now Federer with the advantage.
Federer.
Federer holds. There's 3 break chances. Goes ahead 1-love.
Another thing that I think is perhaps needs saying, even though it's a judgment on my part, probably one that's shared by a lot of people. Hewitt was world #1 for 75 weeks, including the whole of 2002. Federer's going to emulate that achievement this year. Hewitt only the 4th man ever to hold the ranking, the #1 ranking for a whole calendar year. Federer will do it this year. And I'm almost certain that the Federer of 2004, 2005 would have beaten the Hewitt of 2002 with the same regularity. I think Hewitt is as good a player now, or if not a better player, than he was when he was world #1. He's just up against a man who I think is going to make his mark in history, one of the best, if not the best ever. And there's a danger sign for Hewitt. He runs round his backhand, which, okay, he gets more weight on the forehand, but the backhand isn't a bad shot. But unless he puts the ball away, he's going to find himself stranded. That's what happened then.
Hewitt, perhaps ironically, passed recently on the list. Weeks at #1 by Roger Federer. 80 total weeks, 5 additional to the 75 you mentioned for Hewitt.
Yes, he had this period in the middle of 2003 where he alternated with Andre Agassi. And then really fell away at the end of 2003, but then he did need a small bit of surgery. Played just 2 tournaments after the 2003 US Open. That was the Davis Cup semi-final and the Davis Cup final, both of which Australia won. And that's another gamble. Same sort of thing. That's where he went for the clean winner.
30-all. First break chance. Roger Federer. Opening service game of Lleyton Hewitt.
Lleyton Hewitt.
Hewitt holds, evens things out.
Very important service game for him, especially having saved a break point. He knew that Federer could survive losing his serve in the opening game. Not sure that Hewitt would have done. On the baseline.
Thirty love. Federer with a 2-1 lead early in the first set. Men's semifinal.
Hewitt's going to wait for everyone to sit down. He'll be waiting all night.
Love 15.
I think Hewitt's going to have to do more of that.
15.
He'll miss a few, he'll get past a few times, but he's got good volleys. Doesn't always get credit for it because the strength of his game is a baseline game.
Left. 15. 30.
$15-30.
Those 2 points where you play the reputation as well as the player on the other side. Hewitt is inevitably having to go for more than he's comfortable doing, or that he would naturally do in another match.
Now facing 2 break points.
Game. Federer.
Federer breaks, moves ahead 3-1 first set.
Well, I've seen Hewitt's last couple of matches. There's been no question in my mind he's had to raise his level, or he would have to raise his level today if this was, if he's going to make any sort of contest out of this match.
$15.
15 all.
First. 30-15.
I think both players are slightly struggling with the fact that the atmosphere is very flat at the moment. It always happens this way when you have to play after a match that's really caught the imagination. It's not only that the stadium is moderately empty, it's the fact that they're having to create their own energy from a standing start.
Didn't hurt to have two Americans in the previous semifinal, but also one of them had a great note, Andre Agassi, and then it goes to a 5-set, and the people here, obviously on American soil, getting all geared up for it. Now there has to be some sort of letdown, even though you've got the top player in the world against one of the arguably 4, if not 3 best in all the globe. You're absolutely right, though. You can just sense that there's just a little bit of the air let out of the room. And people are now starting to come back in and start to maybe bring their attentiveness a little higher, but the players have to be feeling that.
Yep, absolutely. Federer's still not really into his stride yet. Another break point for Hewitt. What would most players give for a second serve like that? And it was disguised as well. He shaped up to go down the backhand wing of Hewitt. See, that's just unanswerable.
Not only the shots,
Add
the
damage.
perfect
Federer.
spots and where he's going with them, but the fluidity of his game, the effortlessness. I mean, it's not easy to do what he does, yet he makes it appear so.
Absolutely. That's the mark of somebody who's absolutely on top of their profession.
Game. Federer.
4-1 lead.
Federer lead.
Roger Federer, defending champion of the US Open, out front. Gets an ace, chip away, build some momentum of his own. 15 love.
I've called a good half dozen times, possibly even a dozen times in his last match. He's got this strange foot turn. He shuffles his heel towards the line, shuffling on the ball of his left foot. It's an odd service motion. Works for him. It means he's very side on as he hits the ball, which is generally a good thing.
Second serve.
I don't believe any player should be vulnerable to a foot fault if they just get their feet in the right position before they toss the ball.
30-15.
He's vulnerable to double faults, though, in this kind of match, because there's no way he can just roll the second serve in and be safe. He's going to have to be going for decent second serves, and that means, unless his first serve percentage is very high, he will have a few doubles.
.15. Hewitt holds serve.
Well, this is probably not in Hewitt's mind, but I'm sure that after what happened to here last year, just holding a couple of service games so as to make the score look respectable is his first target.
6 love, 7-6, 6 love. 2004 final versus Federer.
That must have hurt.
Hewitt has said as much. He said he would have liked to have probably tried to get that tiebreaker in the first set.
In the second set, yeah. I thought he had a chance. I thought Federer was just wobbling midway through the tiebreak.
When I was reading his transcript from one of his interviews, of course, he took the second, or took it to a second set tiebreaker, but he would like to have been juxtaposed. If he could have gotten a tiebreaker in the first set, build any momentum whatsoever, he felt he could have been in the match. But even losing 6-love, then coming back and having a second set tiebreak, he just felt as though all the steam went out of his sails. Just couldn't get anything going in the third set. Lost at love again. 30-15. The championship final. Just wouldn't expect anything like that. I don't think anybody did. Certainly Federer didn't even expect such little resistance like that.
No. Federer has said he has felt in the months subsequent to that he's actually played better on a couple of occasions, which is a frightening thought. Fairly harmless backhand that Federer missed at 30-15. I thought Hewitt might be really looking to get in then. 5-2. Still not firing on all cylinders, the great man.
Double fault for Federer in the match, but going through this Open, haven't you felt as though Federer sort of played just enough to win?
Yep, I have. Great point. Great point. And he felt Federer was trying to up the intensity then. There he goes, real effort into this. Lovely volley from Federer. Just too long.
Game to Federer. 5-2 in the first set. Lleyton Hewitt served 2-5. Just made mention earlier that Lleyton Hewitt was #1 for the entire year. 2002, one of only 4 players to ever do so. Soon we'll be joined by the 5th. It's at the bottom of your screen, Roger Federer. Natalie will end 2005 as the #1 player.
I think we could afford to lose every match between now and the end of the year and still be #1.
The names that have joined Hewitt, soon Federer to join the club, are very impressive to say the least. Jimmy Connors, Ron Lendl, Pete Sampras.
Yeah. The rankings date from 1973. Clearly, if they'd been from the start of the Open era, you'd add Laver to that from 69. There were sort of unofficial ranking systems before then. '73 sort of introduction of the computer rankings, where there was a fixed set of criteria. Before then, it'd be very much panels of journalists and ex-players who decided. That's the Hewitt cam.
Mom and Dad in the background. Roger Rashid, the coach, in front to the left. Sister Jaslyn and wife Beck All here to support
40.
Lleyton Hewitt. Double false. Got a 40-15.
Yes, he'd have been done again if he'd hit that one. That was a very, very good bit of camera work.
Lleyton Hewitt.
Well, perfectly why he foot faults.
Exactly. And
Federer
good
leads.
demonstration of what you were talking about, how he sort of rolls himself forward and why he has been known to get called for that. But
Works for him, and not something to be copied unless you're having serious problems with his serve, not getting sideways on.
Roger Federer serving for the first set, 5-3.
Love.
All.
50 all.
Tough to combat that.
It's a beautiful motion, this. Now watch, oh, lovely camera angle, this. Now watch him fly. Look at the movement. That is so fluent.
30-15. Roger Federer, 40-15 with 2 set points at his disposal.
Yes, he caught the sideline.
40-30.
I think Hewitt should be doing more of. Stepping in and taking the second serve.
Another set point for Federer. That is that. The first set
That's swatting a fly, isn't it?
goes to the #1 player in the world, Roger Federer, 6-3. Lleyton Hewitt. The Australian set to open the second set.
Love. 50.
The word that springs to mind, Kevin, and I hope it's not insulting or offensive to anyone, is impotent. Hewitt is made to look impotent against Federer. You know, this is a guy who's ranked 3 in the world, and yet you watch him and you think, what has he got to hurt Federer with? At the moment, nothing.
It's got to be affecting him. First set loss is 16 straight sets that Hewitt has lost to Federer. And again, one of the top 3 players in all the world, but just doesn't seem to have that one weapon or ability to turn it around against Federer. But it's not necessarily Hewitt's fault.
No.
Because nobody really does. In fact, amongst the top 10 players, the only player that has a winning record against Federer is Rafael Nadal at 2-1. Everybody else trails Roger Federer in head-to-head comparison.
There's a couple playing outside the top 10 who have a positive record against him. Tim Henman and David Nalbandian. Nalbandian leads 5-3, but Federer won the last 3.
And in the same case as Henman, it's been a little while since Gentleman Tim's gotten a victory against him, but he still does hold the advantage, you're right. And that's just got to be, I mean, that sends a message to everyone, doesn't it?
Of course.
Federer with the break.
The time he had to react there was negligible. He belted that ball. Hewitt was there straight away. He was streaming into the net. You can't actually have much time to react. And yet, what a volley.
Here's some numbers from the first set, just to show you. The #1 player got out in front.
In break points, Hewitt created 4. 3 of them in the opening game. I create a break point against Federer. You've got to do something with it, otherwise it's worthless.
And thus the goose egg.
Yes.
When you're talking about records, head-to-head versus top players, for Hewitt, his at least is somewhat respectable. 10-8. You were mentioning Andy Roddick, who had won just 1 match in 11 meetings with Roger Federer.
He did an on-court interview after the 2004 Wimbledon final. He'd lost it to Federer, and wait for this point. Roddick was asked by the interviewer, you know, you've got a great rivalry with Roger going, haven't you? And to his immense credit, Roddick said, well, for it to be a rivalry, I've got to start winning some. This is, I think, the big hope of Federer and Nadal. Nadal obviously still has a lot to learn about playing on hard courts and grass courts, but he, I think, has the scope to trouble Federer, because he plays this extreme topspin, left-handed game, and therefore someone said to me, he widens the court. And that has troubled Federer so far. Troubled him in Nadal taking Federer to 5 sets at the NASDAQ final in Miami earlier this year. And it also troubled Federer in the French Open when Nadal won in 4 sets.
Nadal finally got his hard court title. All of his titles had been on clay up until the Masters Series in Montreal.
Well, there's 2 very good points from Hewitt. Pity Federer was 40 love at the time.
Maybe this game indicative of some of the things that are a concern for people who support Roger Federer, getting up 40 love, getting so far ahead, maybe taking a little off. Is that possible in his career now that he has just asserted himself as the dominant player in the game?
Yes, but his ability so far to sort of then play the point that matters really well, like this one. Oh, Hewitt was perfect then, and yet he still had to play almost 30 strokes, or a 30-stroke rally. There's a couple of backhand defensive shots at full stretch from Federer, which were just amazing.
Deuce.
That's Hewitt at his best.
Well, for Lleyton Hewitt, we were talking about making the most of opportunities. He has yet to convert a break point, but has another, his 5th of the match.
That's the problem with Hewitt. He played 4 really good points. No, 3 really good points, and then a double fault for Federer. Always got to do that extra one.
Back to deuce. Breakpoint number 6 for Lleyton Hewitt. There it is. Signs of life and encouragement for Lleyton Hewitt.
Yes, from his point of view, such a shame it's a break back rather than a break.
1-1, second set. Love.
Far too much. Fantastic lob from Federer. This is a full stretch. We didn't see the full stretch on the replay.
15-all.
very good second serve. The kind he's got to keep going for. Interesting is that Federer is hitting a more than usual number of shots off the, not off the frame, but not quite off the middle. That forehand is just the latest. There have been times at this tournament where Federer hasn't looked like he's timing the ball particularly well.
40-15. Double fault number 3 for Hewitt. Still ahead 40-30.
Brilliant. Yes, the Hewitt camp has something to cheer for the first time.
Hewitt in the lead. 2-1, second set. Federer now serving 1-2. First lead for Lleyton Hewitt in this match. Leads, of course, being relative as we're back on serve after the 2 breaks, but still, anything, a little encouragement of any kind is good for Lleyton Hewitt at this point. Perhaps starting to feel it, build that momentum. Go for some big shots.
That's what Gandhi said, a 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step.
Love Gandhi quotes. And that is so apropos at this moment.
Yep.
There it is. You can see just a little bit of confidence, or more confidence in the steps of Hewitt and the shots he's selecting and going for.
He had to go for it. I suspect if he'd placed that within 10 centimeters of the line, Federer wouldn't have got there.
30 all.
Looked like he'd let that ball move too far away from him with his forehand. Yes, arm completely stretched. I wanted just a fraction nearer to his body. Lovely control though, quite 2 all.
2 all indeed. Mentioned that Lleyton Hewitt's first Grand Slam title, singles title that is, came here. Courts Arthur Ashe Stadium, 2001, knocking off Pete Sampras of all people. But also, same court, first ever Grand Slam title. men's doubles with Max Mirny.
And that gave him tremendous confidence.
2000 US Open doubles champs.
That launched his confidence in the 2001 singles year. He'd spent a while around 4 or 5 in the world.
Love. Recognizable fellow.
Yeah.
40 love. Coach of Lleyton Hewitt.
And a good mate. What got him to be coach when he split from Jason Stoltenberg. Fantastic coverage from Federer. Just an injection of pace. Followed it in with the volley right across court. Credit to Hewitt for even getting a racket to that. That was real scurrying from the Australian.
40-15.
No service game safe when you're facing Federer, even when he's 40 love. Probably his most dangerous when he's 40 love up because he's completely free to swing and probably hits a new vein of form. 40-30. At least 5 times now. It's been called by the football judge.
Good holds. 3-2, second set. Just under 1 hour played. And semifinal number 2.
Good to see Hewitt being aggressive here, really coming in whenever he has a shortish ball. But you see, I sense that if he's going to win, he's going to have to be making more of those kind of shots. That's Federer at the net, at least make him play the volley. This is why I don't think Hewitt's been playing at his best throughout this tournament. This is where, now, after this shot, now look at Federer. Oh,
moving very quickly on the baseline.
very quickly, backwards and forwards.
He's very talented. 15-30.
30.
Excellent reaction time. Just a well-faceted, multi-dimensional game. 30 all.
All that can be said for our tape. That's an outstanding shot. Mirka laughing it, his girlfriend, organizer. No problem with our action replay machine.
40-30. He's human.
He certainly is.
17 unforced errors in the match. 2 more than Hewitt. Deuce.
Well, that'll go down as an error of Hewitt's, but a great backhand cross court. And this one, look at the error, look at the volley here. Federer full stretch, and that was dropping just inside Hewitt's baseline. Nothing wrong with what Hewitt was doing there. He's done it! Ho-ho! That is magical.
A remarkable point in which we saw just about every shot.
There's the drop shot that brought Hewitt in. Lovely shot from Hewitt down the line. A full stretch lob from Federer. Hewitt didn't get a bad contact on that. He'll have wanted more of an angle, but he was backpedaling at great speed.
Forehand, backhand slice, drop shot, lob.
I don't remember the on-court interview after he beat Hewitt last year. The Masters ceremony said, Roger, you played great forehands, backhands, smashes, serves, volleys. Is there anything else you didn't do? But Roger replied, no, that's all there is.
3 all.
Great line. He missed that one, but you can see him really trying to take a grip on this set now. I think he feels he's free-wheeled a little bit. Too good.
Love.
You don't want to go over the high path on net? Fine, go back to where your opponent is. Just put it past him.
(30-15).
Hewitt's doing a very good job of one thing, and that is just to try and take all this in his stride, not try to give off any body language to suggest, oh my goodness, I'm up against a master here.
About a guy who's not exactly known for his emotional reticence. He's hard on his sleeve kind of guy. 30 all.
But he's giving off the signals of, okay, you're a setup, but so I'm in this match, which he is. 3 all, 30 all. Really get the impression though that Federer is stepping up a gear at the moment. Double fault was very much drawn.
proved costly.
I almost said this is going to have to be a good second serve, and Hewitt knew that.
6th break point for Federer. Converted 2 of the previous 5. Looking to go up 4-3. Backhand secures it. There's the break.
Oh, I'm speechless. I know I've seen many of them, but that just makes it look so easy.
Looking out upon Arthur Ashe Stadium. Roger Federer will serve up a break, 4-3, second set. For those who are relatively new to the phenomenon that is Roger Federer, he has been so dominant over the last almost 2 years now, and so control of both his game and emotions. It would probably surprise a lot of people that he used to be a very volatile, very almost not a brat per se, but he was emotionally immature.
Yeah, he had the great confidence as a junior. When the confidence isn't accompanied by results, that's when emotions can boil over.
Known to throw a racket or 2 or 3 during a match. But as befits a champion of his stature now, he has really reined that in, been able to focus that energy that used to get away from him towards matches.
See how even that missed volley hurt him. Not at all happy with it.
30-15.
Interesting that the miss hit from Hewitt through an error from Federer. So off in the way.
30 all. Deja vu all over again, has been said here in New York. Both service games to start this set were breaks. Now Hewitt with an opportunity, much needed break chance to break back.
Oh, that's brilliant from Hewitt. Federer a little bit passive. He thought of coming in after that serve, but stayed back. You see this. He comes back, plays a slice mid-court. That's a great approach, an exquisite volley.
4 all. Hewitt, his trademark "come on," comes to his box for support.
8 games played, 4 against the serve in this second set. Federer screaming into the net now. He's playing the volley below the height of the net. Just lost him the control over it. Hewitt put the comment there, too good.
And what's amazing about this point is it started out that Hewitt had Federer on the run, but in the course of action it turned, went the other way.
Turning a defense into attack. Does that so well.
30 all.
I think the one time no one should ever take offence with Lleyton Hewitt when he's playing Roger Federer. He's obviously pumped up, but he's very well behaved because he's got so much respect for Roger. John McEnroe was against Bjorn Borg. Borg says, I never saw him misbehave, at least not when he was playing me. Oh dear. And that is going to annoy him.
Might even want to have a word with Norm Christ in the chair.
On the second serve, I'm making a pod in my life. It's all happening under one hand.
Well, I'm not true from Lleyton. I'm sorry. I've never been foot faulted in my life. It's all happening one end.
Well, he said second serve. Second serve, I've never been called in
Oh, second
football in
serve.
my life.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
And he said it is definitely coming all from one end. Fights off the break point, and now seeing a little more of that emotion spilling over from Lleyton Hewitt. Fights off the break point, deuce. He's got to be careful. Can't let that affect him.
Put it long.
Advantage, Hewitt.
Yes, Hewitt has enough on his plate in dealing with Federer to allow some other outside influence to alter his focus would be extremely detrimental.
But his aggression is controlled at the moment. Well, he stood back then. You could see it. To give himself room.
Hewitt holds 5-4, second set. Roger Federer to serve 4-5, second set, up 1-0 in the second semifinal of what has been dubbed in New York as Super Saturday. Ash Stadium. Arthur Ashe Stadium, to be precise, named after the gentleman who won the very first U.S. Open men's title in 1968, ushering in the Open era.
There's two tournaments that year, the Open one and the Amateur one. Stopped that in 1970.
Facility opened in 1997. been the crown jewel of the USTA National Tennis Center. 15 all.
That's a strangely mishit backhand from Federer, and it puts him in trouble here.
Lleyton Hewitt has lost 16 consecutive sets to Roger Federer and has 2 set points. Break opportunity. Even things out at 1 set all.
What a shot to try when you set point down. But the thing about champions, they're not scared to lose. And Federer doesn't want to lose this set, but he's not freezing at the thought of, oh, might lose a set.
And supreme confidence in his shot-making ability. Still has 1 more set point to face.
Great point. Oh, yes.
Unbelievable tennis.
Well, we talked about these two having to create their atmosphere after the 5-set first semi-final, but they've really got it going now. Nothing Hewitt did wrong in that one. Lovely volley. Terrific point.
Deuce.
Again, strangely passive from Federer. The volley was deep, but not particularly pronounced.
Inside the line gives Lleyton Hewitt his 3rd set point off of the serve. Roger Federer.
Federer holds serve now. Bet the bottom dollar there'll be massive pressure on Hewitt's next service game.
Number 4 for Roger Federer. Not only has he been able to get rid of 3 set points from Lleyton Hewitt, now he has the advantage to go 5-5.
Hewitt's playing as well as he's played all tournament in the second half of this set. If he can nick a set here, it might be the making of him, or the rebirth of him.
Deuce. Hour and 23 minutes. Roger Federer leads 1 set to none. Game point. His serve. I think 5 games all.
Again, that slightly baffled me, that point. Midway through, Federer had Hewitt well out of position and Hewitt's forehand wing. And instead of really hitting through the backhand, he sliced gently cross court, allowing Hewitt time to get back in. This is what I mean by there are times when Federer looks strangely passive in this match. But Hewitt is playing very well. And the gulf between them is not as big as the last 8 weeks, last 8 wins suggests.
The problem, of course, is it would be demoralizing for Hewitt if, playing as well as he is, having 3 set points.
He went on to lose the set.
Yes.
We saw Federer miss-hit a topspin backhand. Maybe that shot is just not working for him today.
Love.
Hewitt is playing extremely well. Bound to happen after my last comment.
30-15. Federer. His play not up to his usual efforts. Forced error is mounting.
See Federer just trying to inject some pace then, but he was caught the ball at his feet. Very good game from Hewitt. Look at this. Not a lot you can do that.
Catches Federer flat-footed. 40-15. Hewitt with the ace. 125 miles per hour. 201 kph, leads 6-5. Roger Federer to serve 5-6. Going to take this to a second set tiebreak. Love. Well in that women's championship final. Pierce going for her 3rd Grand Slam, and maybe more attention being focused on Kim Clijsters, 0 for 4 in Grand Slam finals for that very first title. 15 all.
They're just doing more of the running at the moment. When you think of one unforced error that Hewitt's made in the last 3 or 4 games. He's hitting everything where he wants to. 15-30.
Wow.
Just as Federer wanted to put the pressure on by going down the line, completely fluffed the shot, and it's 2 more set points.
Federer's been able to dispatch of 3 thus far. Here comes number 4. This would be number 5.
Fantastic play by Hewitt. I mean, give the guy credit. You think of his record against Federer. He's matching him stroke for stroke at the moment.
Deuce. Point away from the tiebreaker. Now the fans have dispersed a little bit at the beginning of the match. They've certainly come in now. Enjoying this second men's semifinal. Advantage Federer.
Well, that was a great shot. Federer had left the wing open. I think he thought he would commit himself to the forehand.
It's number 6 for Roger Federer, the match.
Did he pick that serve? Here it can't. This guy is just getting very, very good.
Tiebreak we go.
Well, that's the first unforced error from Hewitt for a while. Well, we were in this situation yesterday, I seem to recall. The second semi-final, second set. Only then there were 5 match points that had been saved.
4th tiebreaker in the tournament for each player. Both have won 2 and lost 1. Lleyton Hewitt will serve first. First player to 7 points, win by 2. Hewitt to serve first, then the players will alternate, serving 2 apiece. Federer gets the mini break off the first point. Now we'll serve twice, leading 1-love.
Hewitt's returning well enough, but I don't think the mini break will be that crucial at this stage.
2.
Unless, of course, Federer serves like that.
Piece number 7. 2-0.
Beautiful. At last we get to see the topspin backhand at its best. The slicing was quite superb. There's another slice. And suddenly Hewitt out of position. Topspin. Gets the ball to its target so much more quickly. Look at that. Through he goes.
Federer leads 3-0. Long.
I wonder if Hewitt's been broken, spirit-wise.
5-set points averted by Roger Federer. Now 4 straight in this tiebreak. 6-point run overall for the top seed.
Yes.
Well, we had said sometimes complacency may creep into the game of Roger Federer, but when push comes to shove, when he needs it, he really turns it up. Look at that beauty.
As I was saying a few minutes ago, he looked strangely passive. Nothing passive about the way he's played this tiebreak.
5-love.
I think this is the perfect tiebreak. I really do.
Federer with one more serve, leading 6-love. A set point. And a plethora of them. Nothing short of miraculous if Hewitt can get back into this tiebreak. Second set. It doesn't seem like it's possible. Everything Roger Federer does is perfect.
Did you miss the serve?
He said it. He's human.
Well, 2 errors in the end from Hewitt, but I think that's a perfect tiebreak. I really do. And spare a thought for Hewitt now.
What must he be thinking? 5-set points. Could not convert. Now down 2 sets to love. Well, Roger Federer will start serve in the 3rd set. Chris, I don't remember very often that I've seen a player cross his legs while sitting down during the changeover, but is there a more peaceful, serene feeling of having a 2-set to love lead and as the defending champion?
That says a lot.
That's exactly where Roger Federer feels like his game is gone. 9 straight points to the defending champion.
The lights are on. They'll be used, I think, more for the women's final than for the remainder of this one, I suspect.
Perhaps a little illumination on the darkness that has to be creeping into the mind of Lleyton Hewitt. He is now just has to be demoralized after that shutout tiebreak in the 2nd set.
The question is, will we see a masterclass now?
Interesting in Roger Federer, the defending champion. This is the best U.S. performance by a defending champion since, well, 2001 champ Lleyton Hewitt reached the semifinals in 2002. Ended up losing to Andre Agassi 4 sets.
It's going to turn out the best performance since Pete Sampras defended his title in '96. Oh, Rafter won, yes, 97-98.
40-15. Easy hold for Federer. Well, in doing so, in reaching the semifinal at the U.S. Open, Roger Federer has reached the semifinals in 4 Grand Slams in 2005, a feat that hasn't been done very often in the Open era. In fact, we'll tell you about the people who have done that. It's a rare class of people, but the names we'll have to wait as we look at the second set statistics.
Yes, Federer broken twice. I thought Hewitt played a very, very good set there. His unforced error count reflects that.
And that's another telling sign. He really did. He put his game together well, had a good execution of his plan, but just could not close it out. Can't help but think, was it really his undoing, or did he just find himself again going against a guy who could step it up?
Well, Federer did step it up. I mean, he saved all those 5-set points. You can't blame Hewitt for anything. It wasn't as if he missed an easy backhand with the court open. Federer is flying now. He's not connecting with everything. The movement around the court is just, the word that comes to mind is liberated.
I like that better. I was going to use purposeful. He has a sense of purpose now, whereas before he was allowing the game to come to him, but you're right, he has just now opened himself up. Comfortable 2-set lead.
Very similar to last year. Hewitt got 3 games in the first set. And I'd be surprised if this third set was 6-love, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 6-2, 6-3, that kind of magnitude for Federer.
Break point for Federer.
This is a crucial game for Hewitt.
Deuce, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Ace. Number 4.
It was. I also think that there was another occasion there where Federer had Hewitt out of position, but instead of going for the more aggressive backhand, he played the slice, which allowed Hewitt to get back in the point. You can hardly criticise him. He knows what he's doing. He's 2 sets up, but occasionally there's been a killer punch that hasn't been applied.
Advantage Hewitt.
Are his arms made of elastic or what?
Symbolic of this match, and
It's a late decision for him to go in to play that fine a volley. Look at this. Made of rubber, this man.
Lleyton Hewitt has to be asking himself, is there anything I can do? What can I do to this man, Roger Federer, that he doesn't have an answer for? Federer takes an extended look at the line.
I mean, to answer your question, Kevin, he's just got to keep coming at him and hope that one day he won't have an answer on a big point. Yeah, good call. I like this camera.
Excellent replays. You see the ball definitely striking the back of the line instead of being called long. Advantage Hewitt.
He hits a great serve. He hits a very, very well-angled forehand. Both come back deep.
Deuce for the fourth time in this service game. Hewitt's first, third set.
Advantage Hewitt.
That's a sign of just having to go for lines and everything all the time when the relatively easy one comes up. His mind is slightly in a whir.
Break point, Federer. Other players converted very many, but they have been timely for Federer.
Federer needed to keep that backhand a little lower. Playing it actually to land just inside the baseline when what he wanted was just to land in the alignment he required, just over the net.
Advantage Hewitt. Remarkable.
On an error, but what a fantastic shot by Federer. The backhand coming up here, full stretch. Look at that, just a flick of the wrist. And again, he will have been doing lots and lots of training in the gym just to strengthen wrist muscles so that he can control the shot like that. He'd have to be very careful then that he didn't cross the line of the net. He mustn't reach over the net. I think he probably did. I'd like to have a look at this from here. Yeah, that is really... No, actually it's not. Actually, why not? If the ball has bounced your side and then bounces back over, then you're allowed to reach over as long as you don't touch the net. So that was legit. It's if he'd taken that on the volley, then he would not have. Watch it again. You see, it comes off the ground, so he was allowed to reach over and put it away. That is legitimate. It's if it hasn't bounced, then you can't reach over the net.
Deuce. The 8th time. Hewitt having to work hard on his serve. This is the 21st point of this game. Results in a double fault.
Well, it's all the pressure building up. And it's what we've said several times. He's got to get decent second serves in. That's a 3 point for Hewitt.
Deuce for the 9th time. Advantage Hewitt.
Yeah, it's not the most accomplished drop shot that Roger Federer's played.
24 points for Lleyton Hewitt to even things out at 1 game all. Roger Federer now and Tony Roche.
Roche in 68, I guess.
69 actually,
69,
but
okay.
very good. Right in that general vicinity. Both Laver and Roche did it in 1969.
Yeah.
All. Of course, Tony Roche playing a role in Roger Federer's life now.
Yes, he's coached by telephone.
Doesn't come out on the road very often with Federer, does Roche, but thanks to modern technology, he's able to offer his assistance via the telephone. Federer says they have spoken during the fortnight.
Yes, he phoned him after one of his matches and said, "So what did you think?" And Tony said, "Well, I didn't watch your match. How did you play?" Most players would say, "How can you be my coach if you don't watch my matches?" But Federer doesn't need anything about 400 backhands.
More or less sort of a guide in how to deal with situations and keeping your mind focused.
Yes, and just a few ideas on playing given people.
Scouting report, as it's known. 40-15. The return from Hewitt advances things to 40-30. Roche was the runner-up here at the US Open that year in 1969 to none other than Rod Laver. And then again the next year, lost to Ken Rosewall in the final.
Ooh, that was close. Federer not entirely sure.
Didn't get a great look at it.
Was on the side in front of Norm Christ's chair.
Well, it's a fair comment from Norm Christ. I didn't get a great look at it. Okay, it's probably a diplomatic answer, but oh, I don't know. That's a justifiable call.
Deuce. Hewitt pausing for a moment, perhaps thinking.
Well, 1-1 deuce on the Federer serve. That's almost a chance.
Oh, what a serve.
This is fantastic. There's the kicker.
2-1 Federer. Third set. Up 2-0. Andy Roddick said after this year's Wimbledon final that he thought maybe the way to combat Roger Federer was to go across the net and just punch him.
Chop his legs off.
And just take him out. And he said it facetiously, of course, but
Yeah, it's a recognition that no one really knows how to play him. Hewitt's come very close here. And the person that I think has got a very good standing in tennis at the moment is Nicola Kiefer, who's taken a set off Federer in their last three matches. One here, one at Wimbledon.
About 15. German also took a set. Masters Series Cincinnati. Did you see Beck Cartwright, Lleyton Hewitt's wife, expectant wife.
Doesn't mean she's expecting him home for dinner.
No, there's a child due next month. Love 30. Lleyton proposed to Beck Cartwright, an actress on series Home and Away in Australia, just mere moments after losing the Australian Open final. Couldn't take home the Grand Slam title, but he took home the girl.
They were very much together during the fortnight in Melbourne. They've got a place in Sydney now. Down whose stairs Lleyton tripped in May. Broke 2 ribs.
Had to take a sabbatical from the tour.
Yeah, he was walking at home on the wooden floor in his socks. He's sliding dangerously to defeat here.
Ever so close with another break point for Roger Federer. Hewitt has been able to hold Federer off 3 times already in this set. Can he do it again?
Well read. He's putting his arm up to suggest sorry about that because it hit the net on the way through, but Lleyton deserved his luck then. He saw Federer shaping up for this big forehand and was over there. Yes, I think if it hadn't hit the top of the net, Federer might have got there.
Deuce.
That's what I mean by we might have a masterclass in the third set.
And here's a look at the artistry you were speaking of as well.
Yeah.
Where was the effort? It'll look as though there was none. Another break point. Good, staying in it. Fights off 2 more break points in this game. There you see Beck applauding her man. Now has the advantage, trying to even things out. 2 games all. Third set.
Oh yes, an answer to the artistry. Well played, Lleyton Hewitt.
Almost the identical backhand from Federer that had been successful on a previous point. This time Hewitt there to put away the winner. Evens things in 2 games all.
Hewitt saved 5 break points in this set so far. It's fantastic tennis, because the defense from Federer was very, very impressive.
Fifteen all.
Well, he's given everything as Hewitt.
Just gave too much there. Avoiding the split. He really has put in a workman's effort. Admirably so.
The applause there was for a man who gave the ball that went into the crowd to a boy.
Oh, there's the lucky recipient.
I think what happened there was that the ball went into the crowd, and inevitably people want to get hold of it, and a guy took it right from in front of the nose of the boy, and I think people around him said, "Oh no, give it to the youngster." I'm surprised there haven't been any fights breaking out of the crowd.
Oh, you're there witnessing greatness. A souvenir of any kind is valued and treasured. The value right now are sets. Roger Federer has 2 of them to his name. Leads 3-2 in the third. Hewitt to serve 2-3.
the length of time that it took Agassi and Ginepri to play 4 sets.
30 love.
Love game for Hewitt. Those have been rarities, but I think it may be the first one moment.
Certainly of this set and of the match, I can tell you that it indeed is. Three all.
But all credit to Hewitt. He came through 2 very, very dodgy service games at the start of this 3rd set. After losing the second set on the tiebreak, he could so easily have got demoralised. As it is, Federer has made 2 somewhat injudicious rushes to the net. Hewitt Camp getting excited again.
See mom and dad in the background. Dad on the left, mom on the right.
15-30.
15-30.
Yet every time Federer's gone down the line there, bar 1 in the 2nd set, Hewitt's been up to it.
15.
First break points for Lleyton Hewitt. 3rd set.
And Federer's just been playing that one too high. When he sees Hewitt rushing in, that's the time to concentrate on line, but drop the ball just over the net.
There it is. Hewitt with the break. Goes up 4-3 in the 3rd set. Lleyton Hewitt serving 4-3. Wasn't always hard courts, the US Open.
Grass up until 74. And then 75, 76, 77, it was played on the North American clay, dark green clay. Jimmy Connors became the only man, and will remain the only man, ever to win the title on 3 different surfaces.
Hewitt with the put away, 30 love. And just as an addendum to that, Chris, as I'm certain you're aware, but maybe viewing audience isn't, it was actually on this day in 1978 that Connors defeated Bjorn Borg in straight sets to win on all 3 surfaces at the US Open, his 3rd title. Well, his 3rd title, 1 on each surface. September 10th.
Was his 3rd title at the time, I think. He won it in 74 on grass, in 76 on clay, and 78 on hard. And then he won it again, twice more, 82, 83.
James Scott Connors, most match wins in US Open history, 98, 30-15. 40-15. Looked as though the line judge had signaled palms down at first, but then changed his mind.
I think that was an overrule, you know.
On crisp.
Yeah, because I think the line judge kept her arm out for a lot longer than would have been the case if she'd changed her mind.
40-30.
First for a while.
Hold to Hewitt. Goes up 5-3. Third set. Does his part. Roger Federer visibly frustrated. Doesn't like giving up anything, does he?
No, he's also gone back to slightly into passive mode.
First forehand winner for Roger Federer in this match out of 45 total. 15-love. Love. $40-15.
You see, the nonchalance with which he played that game makes me wonder why has he lacked the intensity for the rest of the set.
Relatively easy hold for Federer. Hewitt will serve for the set, 5-4. 5 straight meetings, actually going back to 2004 Wimbledon. 17 straight sets for Federer. Great opportunity for Hewitt now.
He's done it again. Not for the first time today. In his haste to get in, he's pushed the ball too long, but then credit to Hewitt for dropping it low. Fantastic point. And there you have the example of Federer using the topspin backhand.
How did he get to that ball, let alone put such...
Well, the forehand
emphasis
originally,
on
yeah,
it?
that's right. Here you go, the topspin. he'd sliced that, he'd have let Hewitt back into the point. That's the intensity that I was looking for earlier.
15 all.
It's long.
Double set point for Lleyton Hewitt, trying to end the drought.
Well, he had 5 in the second set, but they were all on Federer's serve. No, I said Hewitt did nothing wrong on the original 5. One could say he was just a little bit too cautious on that one, giving Federer a half-court ball.
Another set point for Lleyton Hewitt.
Yes, it was a short ball from Federer that undid him. Hewitt took it on. He played cautiously up to them, but once he got the short ball, he really went for it. And we have a match on now.
Lleyton Hewitt takes the third set, 6-4. Roger Federer will start things off in the fourth set. It's been a tough road for Lleyton Hewitt and having to face Roger Federer.
He was angry at Wimbledon that he was ranked 2 but seeded 3. So it meant he faced Federer in the semi-finals rather than the final. But then I suspect he had a better chance of beating him in the semis.
15 love.
I don't think anyone was going to beat Federer at Wimbledon this year.
Well, it didn't bode well for Lleyton Hewitt coming into this match, but now the encouragement of having a set. Looking to the Australian's record versus the #1 player in the world. Hasn't been kind. He's never beaten a #1 player in 9 tries. 7 of them have come against his current opponent. 2.5 hours into this match. 30-15. Seven of those matches, of course, coming in the last 8 meetings, where Federer has won all of them. 40-15. The other 2 occurred in 1999 at Los Angeles. Hewitt versus Andre Agassi, and then 2000 Tennis Masters Cup Lisbon. It's Marat Safin. Federer holds to start things off. Fourth set, 1 love.
And there is an omen for Hewitt here, or a little bit of experience that he could draw on as we look at the statistics. Very little difference, really. 1 break point, 1 out of 1. The 5 that Federer lost early on proved crucial. That's all we can say. Now, the history that Hewitt can draw on is that he has had 1 5-set win over Federer from 2 sets down. That was the Davis Cup semi-final just under 2 years ago, late September 2003 in Melbourne. But he had his home supporters behind him on that occasion.
It's one of 2 times that Hewitt in his career has been able to come back down 2-0.
He's missed it. Didn't need to be that good.
Plenty of room to work with. You're absolutely right.
I haven't been following Federer's statistics of points won at the net. I mean, it's 28 out of 41, but I have a feeling that he's been missing more as the match has gone on. Hewitt's been able to get past him more often.
Good work from Hewitt, taking a 30-15 lead. The other 2-0 comeback for Lleyton Hewitt occurred at 2001 French Open in the round of 16 versus Guillermo Cañas of Argentina.
Yes, over 2 days, and it took him. I think it took the all remaining energy out of him. Now the first sign of real aggression from Federer. He's dancing around that service return before the ball had been struck.
Well, the line judge had been changed out. It's not the same person who called numerous ones earlier. Great camera work again. Showing the infraction.
Federer clearly trying to step up now.
Has a break point. Similar. Last set. Second game of the set. Hewitt serving. Federer was unable to convert. There's 24 points in that service game. Deuce.
He's getting angry. It's controlled anger, though. There's a sense about Federer, why am I in this position? Well, he has tremendous respect for Hewitt, but he knows that he should have this match won by now. Interesting thing about the foot faulting, Kevin. He says that all the foot fault calls are from one end, but there's a difference in the end. At the end he's serving from now, the line judge is looking at Hewitt from the back. At the other end it's from the front, and I suspect that the serving may be the same, but it's more easy to spot at this end.
It's an excellent point. I think you're onto something.
Yes, by running around his backhand, Federer needed to make a winner out of that, or at least push Hewitt out of position. Hewitt's footwork's better at the moment. It's on the foot faults. The question is then, has the guy at this end got it right and the other guy got it wrong? Or can one genuinely see it better? See Hewitt standing further back now. It's definitely not a foot fault. I still believe there should be no excuse for one.
I would concur. I think you might have caught on to something though, because with the roll from behind, you can see the follow through of the foot from the other side of the court.
The front of the foot's obscuring it.
Exactly. Thus, all of the calls coming on this end. Deuce number 3. Sloppy on the play of Federer right there with that return. Seems to be too difficult to handle. Lleyton Hewitt trying to stay even.
What's interesting is that Federer has now got a worse breakpoint conversion rate than Hewitt. 3 out of 14 as opposed to Hewitt's 3 out of 13. Overtaken in this game.
Not converted on his last 7. And we are indeed even, 1 game all. And every little bit of time, effort that Hewitt exerts and puts in keeps him in this match. The longer he stays in, the more positive his step is, the more he feels as though he really has a legitimate shot in winning this match.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have thought that a set and a half ago.
Nope. Well, after the second, you certainly wouldn't.
All. It just occurred to me, Chris, something that hasn't been too prevalent in this match, and I'm shocked and surprised. The fanatics, or the absence thereof.
A group of Australian supporters that follow Lleyton around the world. They tend to follow the Australian sports teams around the world, and Lleyton's playing for himself rather than for Australia here, but
it's good. Federer holds. Take a 2-1 lead in the 4th set. See if we can find those fanatics during the changeover. Now we hear some "Let's go Lleyton, let's go" in the crowd. I think we might have found a little contingent of Aussie fanatics trying to rally behind their man. Serving 1-2 in the fourth set. Hewitt with the same number of titles to his credit as his current age, 24.
What Hewitt is doing so well is waiting for that half-court ball, and he's really pouncing on it.
15-all. Bodes well for Hewitt here, as of his 24 titles that he has won, 18 have come on hard surfaces.
Yeah, hard is very much his surface. Grew up on something very similar to this in Adelaide.
Likes the fast nature of this court. Different than the almost spongy nature of the rebound ace that you find in the Australian Open.
Yes, Patrick Rafter always used to say that he preferred the courts here to the ones in Australia because he knew exactly what his foot would do when it touched the ground. Whereas on clay, on grass, on the rubberized hard course, couldn't be sure. All the errors are coming from Federer's racket at the moment.
Two all, fourth set. Federer just seems a little bit, he's in a little bit of a funk.
Yep. And the shout from Lleyton, too good.
Probably wouldn't hear that from Hewitt on a normal day, but the amount of respect he has for the man across from him.
Yeah. I think Hewitt's generally quite good at acknowledging the opponent's good shots. The one thing he is restrained about today is creating too much fuss over line calls or whatever. It's very similar to the effect Borg had on McEnroe.
40 love, you can afford to take a risk.
Yeah, not too many with Hewitt in this form.
2-4-6. Oh, make it 7. Federer holds with relative ease. It's 3-2. On serve, Hewitt. 2-3.
Then one service break now could do it.
Time for your 7th double fault of the match.
No, and I feel that Hewitt's lulled Federer into a sufficient sense of not being totally comfortable with all his strokes, that there's a little less need for Hewitt to go for so much on the second serve at this stage of the match. Well, sometimes a player just throws in a poor game. You're all entitled to the odd couple of points, but 3 or 4 in one go can cost you the match.
Almost identical break point numbers. Here, 3 for Roger Federer. Go up 4-2. This time he's able to convert, and that could prove costly.
A little skip from Roger. After breaking there, you could sense there's a bit of relief. He's not home and dry yet. He's going to have to hold probably 2 service games. But just one poor game can sometimes undermine an entire fight back. And that may be what's happened with Hewitt. Watch Federer as he wins this.
What a shame if that does prove to be Hewitt's undoing after putting in such a tremendous effort that it comes down to a pair of double faults. Or contributed to by a pair of double faults. 15 love.
Well, 2 double faults and 2 unforced errors, broken to love. No, the second one wasn't unforced, I beg your pardon. It was a big forehand from Federer that forced it. But the first one definitely was.
Bad trend starting to develop for Lleyton Hewitt. Roger Federer has now won 11 of the last 12 points.
Show a champion an opening, and he's normally in there like a shot.
Even though Federer pushes that into the net, you almost get the sense that Roger Federer has said to himself, all right, that's enough.
Yes.
It's time to get on with this.
I do get that sense. And that's why, even though if he holds one of the next 2 points, it'll only be 1 service break ahead, it'll seem big. Oh, look at that! That's almost on a par with the shot I was describing earlier, the one with which he took a 2 sets lead against Andy Roddick at Wimbledon a couple of years ago. That's a shot you do not play in matches. That's a practice shot. And with it, he's taken a 5-2 lead. Now, let's have a look at this again. He's out of position here. You don't play that. You just don't play it.
The operative way to do it is to let it bounce.
Well, you either go in behind it and play the volley, or you stay back and let it bounce. He was a bit indecisive there, but he has the supreme stroke-making ability to get round that with a flick of the wrist. (5-2) seems big. There's only 1 break of serve, but momentum is more important, I think. Hewitt will do well to hold his next service game.
Super Saturday, Flushing Meadows, New York. 2 men's semifinals and the women's final. Things haven't gone well for Lleyton Hewitt. Grand Slams of recent. He's gone on to lose to the eventual champion in the last 6 Grand Slams in which he has played. Serving 2-5, 4th set. Well, bodes even more well for Roger Federer as if you go back even one more. He's lost to the finalist in his last 7 appearances, Juan Carlos Ferrero. He's the only one not to win. Last one to beat Hewitt without capturing the Grand Slam title.
What's interesting about that first point of the game is that Federer came to the net. Not a particularly good approach shot, but Hewitt missed the attempted pass.
Long.
When we thought Hewitt was out after the second set and he came back, so it would be premature for us to write him off. He's a great fighter. But he's got his back to the wall now, that's for sure.
So prideful. It's always evident in his game. You always know where Lleyton Hewitt stands. 40-15. Just have to marvel sometimes.
Yes, played with both feet off the ground, body in perfect position.
Hewitt does his part, does what he can to control the match by holding serve. Now Roger Federer, the #1 seed, #1 player in the world, and defending US Open champion, serve for the match.
That point from Hewitt just sends out the signal to Federer. It's not over yet.
Crowd assembled here. Don't want to see this end yet.
Well, when you think back to the time that Hewitt came back from 2 sets to love down, Federer served for the match at 5-3 in the third on that occasion. Came within 2 points of victory. He wasn't world #1 at the time, so hadn't got that to draw on.
4 or 5 Grand Slam titles.
No, he had 1 at the time. He was Wimbledon champion. But had just lost here to Nalbandian in the 4th round. He's 2 points away from it now. That was a brave approach shot from Federer.
Roger Federer, 1 point away from his 2nd consecutive trip to the United States Open final.
And 1 minute away from 3 hours.
Match point.
It's a shame it should end on an error, because it had become a fascinating match.